All right, guys, what's up, everyone? Hope everyone's having a good Tuesday so far. Yesterday we ended up crashing the stream. Hopefully, that doesn't happen again today. Not really sure what happened yesterday, honestly, but yeah, stream ended up crashing about halfway through, so then we were just live over on TikTok. But we'll see how today goes. Same process as always. We're going to be looking at prize picks, underdog, better, pick six, sleeper, all that stuff, all the apps. So if you guys have any questions, make sure to ask them in the chat, and I'll do my best to respond. I don't know what's going on right now. I think it might be time for me to just get a brand new computer. Honestly, it's just like whenever stream is running, it's like I don't know. I'm not a tech savvy person, so I don't know what it is that is like being overloaded. I don't know if it's the CPU or whatever, like the RAM. I don't know what you call it, but certain stuff just won't load, and that's a problem whenever we're trying to get in slips fast. So yeah, we're gonna try and work around that. So I apologize if there is any sort of lag or delay. But first app that we're gonna look at is Better. I'm seeing that we should have quite a bit of value over there today, or at least at the moment. So we're gonna go over to Better, start trying to cook up a slip over there. By the way, if you guys are brand new to the stream, make sure to drop a follow, but also the tools that I'm going to be using are going to be over on OddsJam. So if you guys do like the tools that I use and you want to use them for yourself, you guys can go over to OddsJam at the end of the stream and use code Trident, TRIDENT, and you'll get 35% off on whatever tools that you're getting with OddsJam. All right. This is obviously the fantasy optimizer. We're going to be putting together a 5-pick flex right now over on Better. So first leg, we're going to go over to the NHL tab. We're going to roll with Nathan MacKinnon under 4 shots on goal as leg number 1. Then we're going to go back over to the NBA tab. All right. We're going to be taking Rui Hashimura over 19.5 PRA. All right. That'll be leg number 2. Leg number 3, we're going to go take Jackson Merrill over 1.5 total bases. All right, over 1.5 total bases for Jackson Merrill. Then we are going to take Mickey Moniak over 0.5 singles. All right, and then finally, we're going to go back over to that NBA tab to take Peyton Pritchard. We're going to take his over. And we're taking the over on rebounds and assists at 7.5. Like I said before, this is going to pay out 10x our money. And I'm going to go ahead and send this out to the Discord, which you guys know is free to join. Sending this out to the Discord, and I'm going to repeat it for you guys to make sure you guys can get this in as well. Okay? All right. This is a 10x on Better. All right, so 5-pick flex over on Better. This is going to pay out 10x our money. Leg number 1, we are taking Nathan MacKinnon under 4 shots on goal. We're also taking Rui Hashimura over PRA at 19.5. Then we are taking Jackson Merrill over 1.5 total bases. We've got Mickey Moniak over over 0.5 singles. And then the final leg there is Peyton Pritchard over rebounds and assists at 7.5. All right, that is an 8.96% positive EV play. If you guys do have an extra profit boost to toss on that, that is certainly the slip that I would put it on. Okay. All right, we got more value on the board, so let's go ahead and cook up another one. This is over on Better. If you guys are not already on Better, you can also sign up with code Trident, and you'll get yourself a free, I believe it's 2. What's the promo they're doing now? It's 2 risk-free plays up to $100. So you can toss $100 on a parlay. And if it cashes, you obviously get the money. If not, it's risk-free, so you get it back in promo funds. All right, let's go ahead and craft up one more slip over here. At least one more. We are going to go take... Let's see. I don't want to put any money on this man to do anything, but We're going to go take Jazz Chisholm over 0.5 hits versus the Red Sox today as leg number 1. Then let's go over to the NBA. We're going to go take Rudy Gobert over 20.5 points and rebounds as leg number 2. Leg number 3, we're going to go back over to the MLB game between the Yankees and the Red Sox. We're going to take Luis Gil under 4.5 hits allowed. And then leg number 4, we're going to go back over to the Nuggets game. And we're going to take Jokic over 9.5 assists. And then the final leg here to complete this 10x, we're going to go back over to baseball to take Kobe Mayo over 0.5 total bases versus the Royals tonight. All right, so that's another 10x. Okay, another 10x play here on Better. Once again, I'm going to get this sent out to the Discord, and then I'm going to answer any questions, and I'll also go over everything one more time for you guys. All right, 10x, half a unit on it, of course. All right, so this is a 5-pick flex over on Better. All right, put half a unit on this. Leg number 1, we are taking Jazz Chisholm over 0.5 hits. Leg number 2, we have the over 20.5 points and rebounds for Rudy Gobert. Leg number 3, we're taking Luis Gil under 4.5 hits allowed. All right, and then the last 2 legs, we have over 9.5 assists for Jokic, and then Kobe Mayo over 0.5 total bases. All right, so that's going to be 2.25% positive EV play. Is under 4.5 good for McKinnon? Where are you taking that at? Because remember, guys, the biggest thing with all of this that I'm doing, it is not the price. All right, it is not the props that we're taking, but the price that matters. Okay, so if the 4.5 line that you're taking, clearly that's not on Better, and if it is, you're getting it at a pretty, probably not a good price. Okay. I always tell you guys, if you're in here for the stream, right, and I'm giving you guys plays to put them in on the platform that I'm putting them in on myself. Okay, because if you're not doing that, if you're trying to go play it on FanDuel or DraftKings, you're not going to be getting the same price. Therefore, you're not getting the same value. Okay. We doing pick 6? Yeah, definitely. We're going to look at pick 6 actually right now. So I'm going to try and cook something up over there. So that's all we have for Better. I already looked at Prize Picks and Underdog before I went live, and there's really nothing over there. I'm going to put something together for the stat slice, though. We have yet to post anything for the stat slices. So go over to pick 6. We're going to try to craft up something here with the LeBron James stat slice at 20.5 for his points. All right, so we're going to put that in as leg number 1, obviously. Leg number 2, let's go ahead and let's see. We got to go to NBA, and then obviously we're going to have to do only the 3 games tonight. So let's do this. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to put in Robert Williams over 5.5 rebounds as leg number 2. All right, over 5.5 rebounds as leg number 2 for this pick 6. We're going to run a 3-leg for this one. And then let's also toss in Derek White under 4.5 rebounds. All right, so Derek White under 4.5 rebounds, Robert Williams over 5.5 rebounds, and then obviously that stat slice there with LeBron James. All right, let me go ahead and zoom in so you guys can see this. All right. Get this sent out. Pick 6. This is a stat slice. So we're capped at $10 there, but we're going to run that as a 3-pick power, and then we're going to use this other one in probably a 4-leg or a 6-pick entry. So once again, that is the LeBron James stat slice at 20.5. All right, then we're taking Robert Williams over 5.5 rebounds, and then Derek White under 4.5 rebounds. It's almost a 20% positive EV play. Really good value there. And the link for that is over in the Discord. So if you guys do need to go grab that, The link should be in my bio, or you guys can just go to tridentdfs.com. All right, let's go ahead and build out another one real quick. So the other one that we have is going to be Wembanyama. It's a stat slice at 23.5 for his points. Normal line's at 27.5. So we're going to go ahead and craft up a slip for this as well. All right. Leg number 2 that I'm going to get is going to be the under points and rebounds for Jrue Holiday. That should be at 20.5. All right. So Jrue Holiday under 20.5 points and rebounds. That'll be leg number 2. Leg number 3 is going to be in the Boston game. We're going to take Tyrese Maxey under 36.5 PRA. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and take the over points and assists for VJ Edgecombe. And I want to look at the low hold tool real quick and see what we have. See if we have anything over there. Let's see. DraftKings pick 3. All right. Let's see. Do we have any good props for tonight? Any good props? Let's see. Minus 154. Okay, let's do this. I wonder if it's going to nerf our payout if we do this. I want to add this. We're going to run under 30.5 points and assists for Denny. And what I'm going to do is take out the Edgecombe prop. Okay, so it's a 9.3x. I think I like the Denny prop more than the Jrue Holiday prop. So what if we do this? What if we put Edgecombe back in for points and assists at... What was he at? I thought he was at 18.5. He was. They bumped his line. Okay. Let's see here. So right now we've got the Wembanyama stat slice. We have Tyrese Maxey under 36.5 PRA. Denny Avdia under 30.5 points and assists. Let's get a couple more legs in here. Let's give ourselves a good chance to go purple. That's what we're looking for. This is for pick 6. DraftKings pick 6. Let's go with... I don't want to take... Actually, yeah, let's do that. We're going to run Stephon Castle under rebounds at 5.5. And then we need 2 more legs. I guess we could run the 10x, though. We could run the 10x. Marcus Smart. All right, I'm going to craft this up. I think we're going to do this. We're going to run... So we're going to run those 4 props. We're going to take Marcus Smart. No, they already bumped it. Okay. Can we take Andre Drummond under PRA as well? Or is that going to bump our payout? It's not. Okay, so we're going to add Drummond under 15.5 PRA. And then let's do... We need one more prop here. Let's go with... Some of these props are for Wednesday. Bro, come on. We need one more prop. Let's see. We got 3 props in the Spurs game. 2. We need something for this Lakers game. We need something for the Lakers game. That's what we need. All right. Lakers, Rockets. Yeah, we need one more. We're going to build out a 6 pick here. So let's just do this. Let's rip. We're going to take Alperen Şengün. We're going to take his under 8.5 rebounds. All right. That'll be leg number 6. 25x. Let's run that. All right. The 25x there. Obviously, if this goes 6 out of 6, we're probably put in a really good position to hit purple on it. Just because I don't know how many people are going to be hitting a 6 leg tonight with only 3 games. So let me go ahead. I'm going to get this posted. We're going to go over this again for those of you over on TikTok. Let's see. Stat slice. All right. So leg number 1, we're taking the Wembanyama stat slice for his points. All right. So it's going to be at 23.5. Leg number 2 that we're taking is going to be Tyrese Maxey under 36.5 PRA. All right. Under points and assists, we have Denny Avdia, under 30.5 points and assists. Leg number 4, we're taking Stefan Castle, under 5.5 rebounds. All right. Leg number 5, we're taking Andre Drummond, under 15.5 PRA. And then finally, we're taking Alperen Şengün, under 8.5 rebounds. All right. So that's going to be a 25x. And obviously, like I've said before, part of the reason why I think that Pick 6 is one of the best apps right now is because of the extra winnings that we could possibly get from that. So if this cashes and there's not a whole lot of other people out there that have cashed a 6 leg tonight, this could pay 30x, 35x, could pay out a lot. What do you think about placing plays as soon as the lines open? It's good as long as the data points support it. So like I've seen before, there's a couple of like some of the apps actually make their own lines instead of going off of, you know, sports books. So if there is a line discrepancy there or something that looks like it's mispriced, then like I'm totally cool with that. Especially when you have people, if you're like tailing sharp money and they just hammer something at night, like I don't necessarily wait to just, I don't wait until like right before game time to always tail sharp money like I would with some type of positive EV play going off of exchange markets, if that makes sense. Like if at least if it's a lot of liquidity that comes in at once. Because usually that tells me that somebody's expecting the line to move in the opposite direction or in their favor, I guess. All right, so that's going to be it for, well, I guess we can look at some baseball possibly. I don't know. I want to look at the low hold tool. See if any of these look decent. Nothing that I haven't really played though. Possibly. We might craft up something else for pick 6. I'm gonna go back over to Prize Picks to see. How's the picket? You want me to move to the side so you guys can see? I don't think this is updated, honestly. I've had the same green screen for TikTok for a while. Like a week or so. Yeah, Prize Picks doesn't have too much right now. Underdog. Let's check. What do you have, Underdog? Nothing. Okay, let's look at sharp money. Do we have any sharp money coming in on anything? Got better. What's a Prize Picks prop? Yamamoto under 5.5 strikeouts on Prize Picks. It's a decent play. It's really not a lot coming in. I know baseball's pretty much starting like right now. Maybe we can get in something on like Rebet or Dabble. This looks like a good Dabble play. Okay, we're gonna try to put something in on Dabble. Okay, we're gonna try to craft something up on Dabble. You guys want to go over there? You guys can follow me and just, I think you guys can just copy entries over there, possibly. I don't know. All right, leg number 1 that we're gonna take is gonna be the under. No, they bumped that. Okay. This might be like the last time when I tried to craft a slip over on Dabble and everything was just bumped. All right, leg number 1, we're gonna take LeBron over 6.5 rebounds. All right, over 6.5 rebounds for LeBron, and then we're also going to take the. Let's see. We are going to take the. Everything's bumped. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Points and assists for. Yeah, we're going to take the under 9.5 points and assists for Mark Williams. And then let's go over to the MLB tab where we're going to take Everson Pereira. Under 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. And he's on the White Sox. So let's see. Under hits, runs, and RBIs for... Who did I say? Where's he at? Everson Pereira. They don't even have his under available anymore. This is brutal. If I create a Pickett account, will it track my past plays as well? I believe so. That's a good question. It's been so long since I've got on Pickett. I honestly don't remember. Which, by the way, if you guys don't know what Pickett is, it's essentially an app, a completely free app that tracks all of your plays, whatever sports books you sync, whether it's DraftKings, FanDuel, Prize Picks, Underdog, all of them. So that way you guys know if you are winning money or losing money. It also tell you how often you are beating closing line value, your EV percentage. Really cool app. So if you guys do want to go ahead and get signed up on Pikkit, like I said, it's completely free to join. And if you sign up with code Trident, you get up to $100 completely for free. All right. Whenever you sign up, they'll ask you for your Venmo, essentially, I think is what they use. And yeah, up to $100 completely free. So I'm trying to craft up this slip right now for Dabble. I think I've got a full slip here. Almost. Let's see. Has anything bumped? No. Okay. All right. So I was able to get this in, and of course, Dabble limits me to an exact cent amount, which is wonderful. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get this sent out to the Discord. And then we're going to go over what I just put in. So this is going to be a 20x half unit on Dabble. All right. So leg number 1, we are taking Brandon Nimmo under 0.5 runs. Leg number 2, we've got LeBron James over 6.5 rebounds. Leg number 3, we're taking Rui Hachimura over 15.5 points and assists. Leg number 4, we have Mark Williams under 9.5 points and assists. And then the final leg here is going to be Brandon Ingram under assists at 3.5. Okay. Make sure you guys get that one in. All right. I'll go over that one more time. I guess I could always just pull these up on screen. Let me think about that. There we go. So Brandon Nimmo under 0.5 runs. LeBron over 6.5 rebounds. Rui over 15.5 points and assists. Mark Williams under 9.5 points and assists. And then Brandon Ingram under 3.5 assists. All right. So that's that is a 5-pick power or 5-pick all in on Dabble. It's going to pay out 20x our money if we go 5 out of 5 there. All right, cool. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, so we got Dabble. Let's look at Rebet. Maybe some Prop City. Do we have anything over on... What did I just get? Oh my gosh. Look at the Rays doing something crazy for once. I just got a notification on my phone that there has been an immaculate inning. Oh, just kidding. Sleeper informs me that that there's been an immaculate inning, and it pulls up with a big old Rays logo. Turns out the Rays were the ones who got struck out. So, what am I looking at? I'm so confused now because I'm looking at the game right now, and that's not the case. Okay, so Sleeper just totally botched that notification. There was no immaculate inning. False alarm. Okay. Anyways, as I was saying, does Sleeper have any sort of promos today? A tennis protected pick and then a free square on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. What could we possibly have over there? Yeah, Sleeper's been lacking like crazy, bro. Sleeper is not impressing me at all. That's a good prop, honestly, for tennis, but not crazy enough. You know what? I might actually just pair it with the free square. Let's see if it's still available. Like, why did Sleeper just tell me there was an immaculate inning? That's ridiculous. All right. Bergs versus Chilich. Over 23.5 total games. Yeah, we're going to run that. So, of course, we are capped at $10 for the free square. But if you guys have the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander free square, you guys can pair it with this prop. All right, so we got some decent value on it. Let's see, Sleeper, say free square, And there we go. So we're pairing it with the over 23.5 total games played between Bergs and Chilich. All right, so that's what we're running there. Cool. Maxi stat slice. Yeah, you can put in Maxi there if you'd prefer. Like I said, there's really not a lot of value on Sleeper, but that prop actually looks decent. We're getting that at plus 108. Looks like all the other major sports books have it minus 105, minus 115. So a little bit of value there, a little bit of an edge. I guess if you need a secondary prop for that, you could run Bergs over a games 1 at 12.5. So that's a decent play there. Somebody thinks that Yamamoto's going under 5.5 strikeouts tonight versus the Giants. Good thing about these overnight tennis games is that I don't have to sweat them. Yeah, it's always nice, honestly. Whenever I can, like right before bed, sometimes I'll just check the optimizers one last time. And if there's some positive EV play that is overnight tennis or maybe like a team total in like KBO, I'll sprinkle a little bit on there because I don't have to sweat it at all. I just wake up in the morning and see if I get to start the day with a little extra cushion. All right, let's look at what I want to look at. Prop City. Ellie De La Cruz just went yard. Very nice, very nice. All right, let's see. Rebet Prop City. Okay, we got some decent props, but not a lot of data points to back it up. Imanaga over hits allowed at plus 110. See what I mean? Like, I like to have more data points than just this, you know? Sometimes I'll come up here to rebet Prop City, get like 5 data points in, but I still like to have a decent EV percentage on these. Anything for Prize Picks? Yeah, we just checked Prize Picks. Really nothing over there at the moment, except for that sharp money prop with the Yamamoto. I put Denny and KD over 21.5 for $1,000. Am I good? I mean, I can't tell you how things are going to play out, but I can at least tell you if you got a good price on it or not. What was the odds on your parlay? Or where did you play it? Yeah, Prize Picks and Underdog do not have value at the moment, unfortunately. Maybe we can cook up something for Novig. Let's take a look. On Chalkboard. See, I'm not even on Chalkboard. What was the payout, though? Like, the multiplier? Should be pretty easy to just compare it to another sportsbook to see if you got scammed or not. Plus 1840. Is that what you're saying? Bro, Novig keeps verifying my location, pissing me off. No, plus 840. Okay. Well, let's see here. So, the way I like to do this is I'll go over to FanDuel, right? And this is a pretty easy way. This isn't like completely foolproof or like the only data point that you should be using. But especially with like the DFS apps, like it's a pretty good tool to just see if you're getting scammed or not. So you said, who'd you say you had? Denny and KD over 21.5. I don't even know if these alt lines are going to be there for them. KD. Let's go to KD. Over 21.5. There it is. Okay. And then Denny. Over 21.5. So FanDuel would pay me plus 169. Are you saying that right? Hold on. You got plus 840 on Denny and KD over 21.5 points? I don't know. Something you're telling me is off. Because that doesn't make any sense. How does the WNBA differentiate to NBA? I heard there's a lot more inconsistency. Yeah, WNBA, I feel like we see a lot more line discrepancies. I don't know if it's because books are making their own lines based off of projections. But especially, like, I remember in years past, like, even just the line discrepancies from Prize Picks to Underdog would allow for a lot of middling opportunities. But yeah, I like the WNBA a lot when it comes to actually making money off them. And also, I will say, there's definitely people out there that are extremely sharp with WNBA. So when we see sharp money come in on Novig or ProfitX, we should be able to take full advantage of that. The multiplier is 1.84. Okay, there you go. So if that's the case, we can go over to OddsJam and we can say, let's go to the converter down here. Let's see. Where is the odds converter? 1.84. Okay, so yeah, so you're getting a payout that you should be getting plus 169, right? And you're getting essentially minus 119. So for instance, like give me an example, or I guess just tell me straight up, how much money do you have on this 2-leg parlay? Okay, how much money? And I need everyone to use this as an example. I'm not coming after you specifically. I'm just trying to explain why this is important, because long term, this is very important. Okay, so 1,000 is your wager or the total amount that you're winning? Because if you have 1,000 on it, I'd like to know what that's returning you. How much total you're getting back. Okay, so you're wagering 1,000. Okay, so that therefore your total amount back is probably what? Like, what does that come out to? Like $1,800 total. This is a good lesson, okay? This is a good lesson. Yes, okay. So, roughly $1,000 wager to get back $1,800. This exact same prop or the exact same parlay on FanDuel, which might not even be the best price for these. If you were to put $1,000 on that, your return back is quite literally almost $1,000 more than what you played on Chalkboard. This is one of the reasons why I'm not on Chalkboard, is because I hear that similar to Sleeper, the prices just suck. But yeah, you're getting plus 169 if you were to play this on FanDuel, and that might not even be the best price available for it. So this is why I'm telling you guys, the props that you guys are taking do not matter. It's the price. The price matters more than anything, because yeah, you might be somebody who is not even sharp, but like, you know what you're doing and you're hitting your props at a 60% rate, right? Which I don't really like talking about hit rate anything, but if you were to have a 60% hit rate on your parlays, right, that might not even mean anything if you're getting a bad price, because long term, you know, the losses also need to be accounted for, and you might be a losing better long term, even though you might be over a 50% hit rate threshold. Does that make sense? So does FanDuel have a referral code? I don't have a referral code with FanDuel. And that's, again, this is just an example. So invest in some sort of software similar to OddsJam. If you don't want to get OddsJam specifically, I'm sure there are some other ones out there that might be a little bit cheaper. But being able to just compare odds, a sportsbook screen where you can see those exact alternate lines. Like, I can go right now and find the exact best price for Kevin Durant and Denny over 21.5 points by looking at the entire market of what I have access to. Okay, so get yourself something like that, so that way you guys can always take advantage of the best price available. All right, anything for Novig? I was just looking at Novig to see if we could put something in for basketball or hockey. I see a couple of props that are catching my eye. Let's see here. All right, I'm going to go over to Novig. I'm going to cook up something for the NBA. All right. And leg number 1, I'm going to go over to the Spurs game tonight. And I'm going to go take the under. I'm going to actually have to do this on my phone because, once again, Novig is bugging on my computer and won't let me verify my location. But anyways, we're going to go over to the Spurs game, and I'm going to go to Devin Vassell. We're going to take his under 5.5 rebounds and assists, okay? As you guys can see there with our extra data points, we are getting this prop at almost a little bit over 9% positive EV. Now, obviously, we've all talked before about how Novig is going to nerf the payouts on our parlays. Now, with the profit boost taken into account, it's okay, all right? We're going to be okay as long as we're taking these higher positive EV props. So that'll be leg number 1. Leg number 2, we are going to go with, we're going to take Donovan Clingan over 1.5 assists. All right, so Donovan Clingan over 1.5 assists as leg number 2. This should be at minus 106. And then leg number 3, we're going to go over to the Rockets game versus the Lakers. And I'm going to take Reed Shepherd over 17.5 PRA. All right, so we're running this as a 3-leg, no vig parlay. Over 17.5 for Reed Shepherd. Add our boost there at 25%. And let's see here. Does our parlay get nerfed if there's a same game parlay in it? I'm trying to figure this out. Because if we were to take out Donovan Clingan, right? And instead we were to throw in let's say, what could we do here? Like screw it. Let's do Cade. So take out Donovan Clingan. I want to do this. We're going to toss in Cade Cunningham for over PRA. All right. It should be at 43.5. Okay. That looks better. So, yeah, it was nerfing it a little bit. So, Devin Vassell under 5.5 rebounds and assists. Then we're taking Reed Shepherd over 17.5 PRA. And then finally, Cade Cunningham over 43.5 PRA. All right. So add your profit boost to that over on Novig. I'm going to go ahead and make sure this gets posted to the Discord, of course, if anyone wants to tail that. And those are all pretty good plays. Good positive EV percentage on those. And obviously, even with the nerfed payout that they give us on Novig, we're getting that extra boost to make the overall parlay positive EV. All right. What do I think about flex plays? A 5-pick flex and a 6-pick flex are the two best plays to take on Prize Picks in terms of the slip type, if that's what you're asking. Wemby probably goes under on PRA. If you like the under, take it somewhere else. Take it somewhere where you get a better price. Don't take it on Novig. All right, so let me pull this up on screen for you guys real quick. And guys, remember that the profit boost, the promos, discounts, all of those type of plays get sent out to the Discord completely for free. So if you guys are not already in the Discord, you guys can join through the link in my bio, wherever you're watching right now. Or you guys can just go to tridentdfs.com. All right. So this is over on Novig. Devin Vassell under 5.5 rebounds and assists. Reed Shepherd over 17.5 PRA. And Cade Cunningham over 43.5 PRA. With our profit boost, I was able to pay out plus 733. It's pretty good. Yes, I do have a sleeper referral code Trident, spelled just like this, TRIDENT. All right, I definitely recommend you guys get on Sleeper. Like I say, a lot of the time, there's not going to be a ton of value on the app. However, the profit boosts are definitely nice, just as really like a bankroll builder, honestly. That's the main use of the app for me personally. Why would you only play NBA? What do you mean? What do you mean, why would I only play NBA? Oh, it was a response to the chat. What would you say to someone who only plays the NBA? You know the NBA ending soon. Oh, great question. This is a great question. Okay. Yes, so there's a lot of people who, I don't want to just say like they're casuals, but there's a lot of people who only bet on a certain sport, right? It's just because it's like, oh, I only like basketball, or I only like football, so therefore I think I can make money there because I know the sport. All right. I don't know that much about tennis. However, I'm very profitable on tennis. Okay. I'm not very smart when it comes to the ins and the outs of hockey. However, I'm profitable on hockey. Okay. Yes, I can say that I know the ins and outs of basketball and football, right? Those are sports that I enjoy watching. I have the ball knowledge, so to speak, but that does not matter at all. Okay. If there is a sport out there, I don't care if we're talking about cricket, Korean basketball, whatever, you name it. It could be ping pong, right? Whatever sport it is, okay? If you take out the ball knowledge aspect of it and just focus on the math, right? The inefficiencies in the market when it comes to each sport, right? There is money to be made. I guarantee you, I can promise you 100%, okay? That's why I say a lot of the time, I genuinely believe that somebody who has no experience or knowledge of sports can make more money than 90% of bettors today, right now. I 100% believe that, because everyone loves to get caught up in the same stuff, right? They think about, oh, Wemby or Tatum is going to go off tonight because he's got a good matchup, or he's done this in his last 10 games, or it's the playoffs, he's got to do well, right? He's going to go over. And you have all this money come in just based off of just casual takes, right? Everyone, I always talk about this. Everyone has the same mentality. It's a very well-known fact that over 95% of people, upwards of 99% of people, are not profitable long-term when making money on sports. And everyone has the same exact mindset. They wake up in the morning, they boot up their computer, and they start immediately looking at stats, previous games, matchups, minutes on the court. If it's hockey, they're looking at rotations, who's on what line, right? All that stuff. That stuff is all baked into the lines that the sports books have, right? So basically, I know that kind of went off on a tangent, but if you're somebody who is only playing basketball, right? That's the only sport you're putting money on. Now is the perfect opportunity, once the season wraps up, to just accept what positive EV is and dive into learning it, because MLB is extremely profitable, okay? And I don't say that just because, that's what's happening now. And I'm not going to be one of those guys that says, oh, baseball is my best sport. I'm the most profitable on baseball, okay? My most profitable sport varies, right? From month to month or from year to year, right? Because this is a long-term game. The reason why I say it's extremely profitable, though, is because look at today's MLB slate, right? How many games do we have on today? Let's see. We got 4, 8, 12, 15 games today. 15 games, okay? With props. From pitchers to the batters, right? To the totals. 15 games. And then we're going to have the same thing, maybe a little bit bigger, maybe a little bit smaller slate tomorrow and the next day. And it's continuous. It's not like football where you have, a few games throughout the week and then you have a decent slate on Sunday, right? And it's not like basketball where some days you only have 4 games or 7 games, right? 15 games. There are so many games with baseball, and there's so much money to be made, whether it's positive EV or sharp money or arbitrage. So many opportunities. All right. So hopefully that's enough to get you on board with branching out to another sport. Because yes, I'm all for the people who are getting into just making money, whether it's positive EV or sharp money, if it's just basketball. But once you realize that more than anything, the number game and the math is the most important part, it's going to open up a whole new opportunity to make money. And that's the other thing you should look at, right? Like, if you're somebody who's only stuck to one single sport, think about all the money that you're missing out on the other months of the year when your sport is not in season, All right, so let's go back over to Novig to try and cook up something for this hockey parlay. I don't know if we're going to be able to get something in, but we're going to at least try. All right. Let's see. We have some options here. Okay. So for Novig, all right, for Novig, we are going to go ahead. This is for hockey. Okay. This is going to be for hockey. And here's what I'm going to do. We're going to go ahead and take leg number 1, which is going to be in the Kings game versus the Avalanche. I'm going to take Brent Burns over 1.5 shots on goal. Okay, Brent Burns over 1.5 shots on goal. It should be at minus 105. You guys can see right there, we got this at minus 135 on DraftKings and over on Caesars, minus 145 on BetMGM. All right, leg number 2, we are going to go take Tage Thompson over 3.5 shots on goal. This dude has been an absolute monster. He had to have had like 7 shots on goal in the first game. Not that that matters, but anyways, that's what we're taking. Tage Thompson over 3.5 shots on goal in that Bruins versus Sabres game 2. And then the final leg that we're going to take here, let's see, we got a ton of props in this Avalanche game. I'm going to go with, let's see, what do we want to do here? I don't like how much liquidity is available on this prop, so I'm not going to take it. Let's do this, actually. We're going to try something different here. We're going to go over to the low hold tool, and we're going to see if we can get any sort of NHL props that are going to pull up as decent ones to play. So let's do this. We're going to go to hockey. And for leg number 3, can we reload the page? Are we glitching again? Possibly. Oh, there we go. All right. So for leg number 3, do we just rock a money line play? That would be crazy. Gosh, do we just rip Mammoth Moneyline? I'm thinking Mammoth Moneyline's the play here, boys. Plus 140. Got really good odds on that. Let's do it, dude. Why not? Oh, are they not going to let us use it? 25% hockey parlay boost. What's included in this? 3 legs or more, plus 300 or longer. It doesn't say it has to just be player props, though. Why can we not use this on our slip? What? Okay, maybe it has to be a player prop then. That's wild. What do we take here? I don't want to double up on these same game parlays, you know? So we need something in this Mammoth game for tonight. I don't know if I want to run that. Let's go back over to the optimizer and see. I'm not a fan of that. We might not have an NHL parlay on Novig. It's totally fine. I'm not going to freak out about it, but I would like to try something, though. See how everything is for the Kings game or the Bruins game? It's going to nerf our payout even more if we try to do a same game parlay. That's like the one downside with having these smaller slates with the what's it called? The playoffs. Let's run this. JJ Peterka. How do you pronounce it? Taking JJ in the Mammoth game over 1.5 shots on goal. It's at minus 122. We're going to take that. Now, why is Novig not showing my parlay boost? I don't see my parlay boost. Okay, so let's go over this again. We're taking Tage Thompson over shots on goal, 3.5. Then we've got Brent Burns over 1.5 shots on goal in the Avalanche game. And then JJ over 1.5 shots on goal for the Utah Mammoth. There it is. Okay. Let's see. 25% boost. We're going to go ahead and put some money on that. Plus 545. All right. Let me go ahead and get this sent out to the Discord, of course. If you guys do want to go tail that over there. is posted in the Discord. Novig, NHL boost, bang. 3 legs, all over shots on goal. There it is. Boom. Tage Thompson, JJ, however you pronounce his name, and then Brent Burns. All over shots on goal. All right? Cool. What's next? What other questions we have? Anybody else hit bombs yet? Solo shot from Angel Martinez. Solo homer from Brian Hayes and Dane Myers. Solo homer from, who's this dude? Jacob Marcy. Goodness gracious. Reynaldo Lopez is getting absolutely destroyed right now. Absolutely destroyed. It is the first inning still, and this man has 3 earned runs and 45 pitches. My goodness. Hopefully none of you guys have Reynaldo Lopez overs today, unless it's earned runs. Let's go do one more sweep over these apps real quick. Prize Picks, Underdog. See what we got. Prize Picks, nothing. Check Underdog. Oh, you had his over earned runs? Beautiful. There's nothing better than a first inning cash. It's beautiful. Underdog's got nothing. Are there any other promos I'm missing out on? Probably not. Anything for Underdog? Not really, unfortunately. Oh, you had the under-earned runs. That's brutal. That is brutal. Finally got out of the inning. Let's see. First inning home run from Giancarlo Stanton. Nice. Yeah, Prize Picks Underdog does not have anything. I apologize. I know that's like literally everybody asks that. Like everyone in the chat every single day of stream is like, oh, what's available on Prize Picks and Underdog? And I understand it because they're the most not profitable. They're the most they're the biggest apps in the industry, but because they're so big, they don't have to give out value like some of these other apps do. So I'm gonna look one more time for potentially a last pick 6 play. And if we don't have anything for pick 6, then it might be it for the night. Let's see. Do we want to run? No. All right, let's look at pick 6. Dylan Harper, that's a decent play. Yeah, there's literally not enough. Not right now, at least. I don't know. I may end up doing something live. But anyways, that's going to do it for today's stream. So I appreciate everyone who's been in here on this Tuesday evening. Make sure you guys go ahead and drop a follow if you're brand new here. And like I said, if you're not already in the Discord, it's free to join. Okay? And I can guarantee you that you're going to make money off of the promo slips that we send out in the free member section. Okay? So you can access that in the link in my bio or by going to tridentdfs.com. If you did enjoy looking at how these tools work, right? These tools make my life a lot easier when it comes to finding value, all right? If you guys do want to check these out, this is over on OddsJam. You guys can use code TRIDENT, TRIDENT, for 35% off. Should be live again tomorrow to break down tomorrow's slate, whether that's baseball or hockey or NBA. So I will see you guys then. Good luck with everyone's plays tonight, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.